Ah, yes. That was the sound of my childhood from ages 9 to 14. Hello everyone, it's John from 8 Worlds, and this is my review of Luigi's Mansion for the Nintendo GameCube. With the release of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon for the Nintendo 3DS just around the corner, I began this year with the goal of hunting down a copy of Luigi's Mansion and playing through it before its sequel hit the shelves. Because as embarrassing as it is for me to admit, I didn't own a copy of this game. Think back to 2001 when you were unpacking your GameCube. Nintendo thought it would be a good idea to launch their shiny new system without a Mario game, but rather a Luigi game. Fair enough, I thought to myself. It'll be just like Mario 64, but with Luigi instead of Mario and in a mansion instead of a castle. With this optimism in mind, I got my parents to take me to the video rental store so that I could rent a copy of Luigi's Mansion. I got home, opened the box, stuck that tiny disc in the brand new GameCube and hit the power. What I was greeted with was, as far as I was concerned, not a Mario game. And at the time, I hated Luigi's Mansion because it wasn't the sequel to Super Mario 64 that I and many other Nintendo fans wanted. Fast forward to 2013, a much hairier version of me comes across a copy of Luigi's Mansion for $8 and sets off on his quest to play through a game he thinks he hates. I quickly found that in judging the game for what it wasn't, I had missed what it was. The game starts with Luigi having won a mansion in a contest he doesn't remember entering. Upon hearing this, Mario ran off to see the mansion, but never came back. When Luigi arrives at the mansion, not only does he not find Mario, but he finds his new house to be thoroughly infested by ghosts. After wandering the mansion's halls for a bit, Luigi encounters a scientist named Professor Egad, who gives Luigi a vacuum capable of sucking up the mansion's ectoplasmic inhabitants. Visually, this game is probably the second most impressive of all of the GameCube's launch titles, coming in just behind Rogue Squadron 2. Dynamic light emanates from Luigi's flashlight, casting shadows across the relatively complex geometry of the room and its inhabitants. Mirrors feature live reflections of the room, and cloth flutters realistically as Luigi moves his vacuum over it. While all these things are common today, they were practically unheard of back in 2001. Those who dislike this game have called it a glorified tech demo, and to an extent I have to agree with them. This game definitely had the goal of showing people what the GameCube was capable of. But if you go deeper than that, there's a truly inventive and fun game. As Luigi moves through the mansion, he occasionally encounters boss ghosts. These ghosts cannot simply be stunned with a flashlight and vacuumed up like the others. These ghosts present you with a puzzle. Luigi can use his Game Boy Horror, yep, that's what it's called, to scan these ghosts' hearts and get clues on how to beat them. By stunning the ghosts at the perfect moment or interacting with a specific object in the environment, Luigi can capture these ghosts and progress farther through the mansion. Where this game falls short, however, are its controls. Keep in mind that this game was made in the early days of dual analog controls, and developers were still experimenting with the best way to use them. You control Luigi's movement with the left stick, but control his flashlight with the right stick, or the C-stick. If you're familiar with twin-stick shooters like Nano Assault, then you'll sorta get the general idea of what I'm talking about. The controls wouldn't be so bad, except that when you turn Luigi without also pushing a direction on the C-stick, it resets his flashlight to whichever direction you are currently moving, which can be a problem when you're trying to strategically shine your light on specific ghosts or move around during combat, as your flashlight will automatically dart off in some other direction. Where the game really shines, though, is its darkly humorous vibe and the subtle little touches like the beautifully animated characters that show you that this is a Nintendo game. From Luigi's humming that gets ever more nervous as his health gets lower and lower, to the deeply disturbing ghost baby who shrinks you down, puts you in his crib, and tries to kill you with rocking horses, this game has a style all its own. While it's a very short experience, it's a good experience, one that's easy to miss just because it's not a Mario game. I give Luigi's Mansion 8.5 out of 10. Hopefully one day they'll release it on the Wii U eShop. Until then, it's pretty cheap if you're willing to take the time to go find a copy. I'm John from 8 Worlds, thanks for watching. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at 8 Worlds, and look us up on Facebook and like us there.
Hello?
Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time.
Mario!